All right, let's get this party started. September 19th. God bless you all. Thank you for joining me this Monday session. Let's get it fired up. YouTube, Twitch. You can check us out on Apple, Spotify podcasts, and right now we're currently not on TikTok, but always getting the TikToks in as well. This session here tonight, we're talking about supranational deals that have been done and whether or not we're going to enjoy the show. Okay, and I'm super excited to bring this update to you guys. Without further ado, I just want to get straight into it tonight, and let's stay focused and locked in, and let's keep you guys up to date with what matters most and how do we prepare. We'll talk about it at the end. Okay, starting off here, our Bitcoin is at 19.3, Ethereum's at 1,300, and XRP is at 37 cents at the time of this recording. Okay, so the market is down. The total market cap now sitting at 909 billion. Just under 1 trillion. Okay, so we'll continue to watch that. Now let's get right on into it. This is from Gold Telegraph breaking news. Australian senator wants to prepare the country for widespread use of China's CBDC, the digital yuan. Proposes strict reporting requirements for banks. Let the games begin. The future is calling. Yes, the future is here. We've said this whole time that whoever can back their currency by real assets, real trade deals is going to be a good partner. That's what currency is going to win. The currency war is hot. It went to a kinetic military war in February, but this has been a currency war going back for years. And and I'm not even going to say our enemy, but let's talk about Putin, Xi, all these other countries. They've been doing what's best for their country. And I'm not here to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down to any of these world leaders. I want to see what's best for the people being done and people to have freedom and opportunity. That's what I want to see happen here. CBDCs, they're rolling them out. They are going to be, issuing them in every single country. And some of these other countries are going to be willing to use the Chinese yuan as a currency for trade, for settlement, or to hold on their balance sheet. And you're going to start to see them. They're dumping U.S. Treasury bonds. They're dumping our pile of crap debt that we've been holding here, and the forever pump that we've all been enjoying is finally over. Everyone's saying, we're done with your games, America. We're done with the Western financial world. We're done with SWIFT, which is a supranational organization, which is what this title of this show is. We're going to get into that here shortly. Okay, but yes, it is here, and you're seeing it unfold. India's top lender has asked exporters to avoid settling deals with Bangladesh in the dollar and other major currencies. Okay, so Bangladesh's $416 billion economy is battling rising prices of energy and food. Same case across the board. Energy and food. This is going to impact humanity and people the most. Then after that, we're going to talk about how your portfolio is about to get absolutely wrecked during the stock market crash we're about to have, unless you're prepared. We're not here to give financial advice, but if you are not ready for this moment in time, folks, strap in. Energy and food. Here we go. First, Cuba and now Venezuela. Another oil refinery goes up in smoke during the manufactured energy crisis. Lightning once again the excuse. Lightning, okay? Is climate change real? Is it not? We're not here to debate that. What we want people to be is prepared, educated on what to do, how to navigate, how to not be emotional, how to have a strategy to take care of your family. Not only when the lights go out, not only when your electric bill is $500 a month. We got to have a plan. But also talking about how the market is about to crash, and it is imminent. We got 100% proof. We're nearly 100% certain that the market crash is imminent, folks. But I'm going to get into that here shortly. If we look at the currency war here and how they're lining up against each other, the British pound is now at a 37-year low versus the dollar. This is getting ugly. Numerous estimates of 20% inflation this winter, and credit card borrowing recently rose at its fastest rate in 17 years. How about that for a data point? Okay, let's continue on. There is currently an emergency session at the United Nations taking place in New York. Buckle up. This is unconfirmed. This is just some Twitter post. I don't know if this is confirmed. I didn't even really actually check this. You guys can let me know in the comments if you know whether or not this is taking place. Regardless, there are emergency sessions taking place in every single country right now. And as I titled this video, the supranational deals are happening, have been happening for years. The moment in time where they flip it over, where they crash it down, when it all burns down, is here. Continuing on, Mark Zuckerberg's wealth has plunged by more than $70 billion this year. The metaverse is starting to make sense. Now, this just a few posts here from Gold Telegraph to get us started. But as we've been asking, how is your program working out? Is Mark Zuckerberg living a bad life? No, losing $70 billion from Mark, that's just, a portion of his overall wealth. I think that he's doing just fine. But what deals have been done with Facebook is Facebook, another tech company that is trying to act as a supranational company that has offshore deals, has all sorts of complex corporate structure to have their entities in the correct places, right? When you got that type of wealth, you can figure out where to keep it at. Mark Zuckerberg not struggling, but we've been asking, how's your program working out? We lost $6 trillion worth of net worth in the United States just in Q2 alone this year. And I want to make sure you guys are prepared for this. Just in the averaged 30-year fixed mortgage rate increases to 6.33%. Months ago, back in March is when I was originally working with a mortgage lender on a deal. And I was going a non-conventional route. And, I'm self-employed, right? 2 businesses. And I got approved for a mortgage at 6.75%. I thought that was crazy, right? I was like, dude, you're taking me to town here, my friend. And he said, yeah, this is the deal. It's not conventional loan, whatever, private mortgage lender that's willing to take on a loan with me, someone who's self-employed. 30-year fixed rate at 6.75% is what I was offered at the time. And now here we're seeing that the average conventional loan is caught up here to pace at 6.33%. It's been truly incredible. And this is why we're seeing the real estate market completely implode. Boise becoming the first major U.S. housing market to post a negative year-over-year home price reading. Folks, this is an incredible opportunity. If you're looking to get into real estate right now as well, strap in, have your cash ready, and there's going to be plenty of deals coming our way. If you're a real player in the space, plenty of opportunity for you to eat up market share in whatever town, whatever sector of business that you're operating within the real estate asset class, which is what we talk about on this channel. How do we prepare for every single asset class that matters? Specific strategies that have been executed and working for years in each asset class. So important. Let's move on into cryptocurrency. Ron Hammond reporting this week in Congress and crypto. It is the Super Bowl of financial services hearings. The mega bank hearing is going to be taking place where we're going to have 7, which what an interesting number, right? When you're tapped in on the numerology, when you're tapped in, you start to see it everywhere. Whether you believe in it or not, as I covered last night, all the astrological events, how crazy all this stuff is. Saturn being square to Uranus. It's so ridiculous. But the 90-year cycle has been so spot on. Once again, we're in the 7-year Shemitah cycle, and we're about to have 7 CEOs of the world's largest banks will testify this week. They're finally going to come before Congress and the American people as we're already going into an economic storm. We're already well into a recession, okay? And it's going to be interesting to watch the show unfold here in our Congress once again this week. So we have the mega bank hearings. That's going to be taking place in Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, we'll watch that one. Remember, crypto has come up before in these hearings, and it is likely it will come up again in 2019. Warren Davidson asked Goldman Sachs crypto trading desk ensuring robust custody practices with Morgan Stanley and Jamie Dimon's view on crypto with the launch of the JPM coin. Okay, so we'll see if Warren Davidson will ask some questions. We'll see if these other guys do their deal. It's kind of been easy to predict how they're going to speak. Some of them do their dance, try to act tough. We have the crazies like Brad Sherman and Elizabeth Warren just coming way out of left field, like people are going to die because of cryptocurrency. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But we know who pays their checks and who's lined their pockets, so that's no surprise for us, right? But continuing on, all topics then are just as important now, but here are some other good topics that could be covered is whether banks should be the only ones to issue stablecoins, if banks are restricting services to crypto businesses, and how banks are navigating regulatory uncertainty, okay? Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week here to watch this. So many events unfolding. Back at the start of September, events and dates to watch out for. We didn't even know about this. Ron Hammond, huge shout out to him for sharing this with us and keeping us updated on what's taking place in the DC swamp. They're finally trying to get something done here after they took, the summer off. They're finally back here getting to work, and we're going to see what type of stuff they try to get past here this session. Now, one other thing to note, they're not going to be able to get much past before this election cycle, so a lot of what they're doing is grandstanding during this election season. As they always do, a whole lot of talk, not much action, not much follow through. But this is what I wanted to share with you guys right here. Witnesses will include hearing veteran Donnell Dixon, right? And that is Donnell Dixon, CEO of and executive director of the Stellar Development Foundation. So once again, Stellar, Jed McCaleb, at the tables, at the discussions that matter, shaking hands, doing the deals with the people that matter. And we're just getting started with this because I have direct evidence of Jed McCaleb meeting with the Federal Reserve and the Federal Reserve wanting him to come up with a solution to replace SWIFT. Folks, we have the evidence here. I'm going to share it with you here shortly. Let's continue on though. This is going to be incredible. Watch both these hearings closely, okay? This is good to see, and I think I have nothing else to cover this. No update on stablecoin legislation between House leaders, Representatives Maxine Waters. I'll reserve my opinion. That's the head of the House Financial Committee, whatever committee she chairs. She's the head of it. What is it? Yeah, the House Financial Services Committee is what she runs. Maxine Waters. Oh boy, okay, and then the White House's executive order still has a few remaining reports to be released publicly. Last week's reports were met with a mixed view by the crypto industry, as many viewed the reports as a missed opportunity. There's a chance that the remaining reports carry the same tone. Yeah, okay, let's get something done, and let's talk about Ripple. Why are they not talking about Ripple and XRP and the lawsuit that the SEC has filed against them? It's like, it's all hush-hush, right? We can't talk about Ripple versus SEC. And we know why. We know why, because they don't want you to have XRP. Now, they want you to have Ethereum. They want you to have Bitcoin. It's truly unbelievable to watch me see this unfold. Ethereum is down 52% since Jim Cramer said it would pump 35 to 40% on April 28th. So the inverse Jim Cramer trade has just been so perfect, so spot on. When Jim Cramer says go long, we short the hell out of it. And once again, we've been shorting Bitcoin over here. That's what we've been doing in my group and what I've been doing. Is shorting the hell out of Bitcoin and Ethereum, down 52% since Jim Cramer went long back in April, right? So once again, it's just incredible. Now we see here that the SEC is claiming all of Ethereum falls under US jurisdiction. So this is where this gets interesting, is the power struggle that's happening right now. And the SEC will have jurisdiction over some of the cryptocurrency space. Remember, we have crypto securities and we have crypto commodities. XRP is about to, and in my opinion, is the best crypto commodity out there. It is the best utility out there in the space. No competition. Crypto whale breaking. UK regulator says FTX has no authorization to operate in the country. Wow. How about that? After we all got excited because, Britain has Liz Truss, now the prime minister. She's supposed to be a friend of crypto. Now we see the UK regulator, they're saying that FTX has no authorization to operate in the country. And according to the FCA, those using FTX are unlikely to get your money back if things go wrong. What have we been warning about here on this channel? About how we cannot trust any of these exchanges, and you got to get your crypto into some cold storage, get it into custody, self-custody wallets that you have control over. We do not trust these exchanges. We use them, we conduct the business transaction, and then we get our crypto secure. Now, talking about getting the deals done, Mr. Brad Garlinghouse showing us that this is all a show, that all the deals are done. Ripple is a supranational entity, a supranational corporation and company with a global mission to serve all 7.8, nearly 8 billion people on this planet, to put a dent in the universe. And today, it is an absolute pleasure to welcome to our offices Commissioner Caroline Pham, public-private engagement, shaking hands, doing the deal. Brad Garlinghouse looking as smooth as always. Caroline, the next stop on my learning tour was visiting Ripple Labs. Thanks, Brad Garlinghouse. And that would be the commissioner of the CFTC. They're right there for you. Okay? So while they're being sued by the SEC, they're sitting down with the commodities. And what does John Deaton have to say about this? He says, when Eleanor Terra and I were discussing the SEC government summary judgment, I didn't bring up the one thing that stood out the most because I had only read it once right after reading Ripple's brief. I didn't want to misspeak or be wrong. I've now read the SEC's brief for a second time. What, without a doubt, is the most glaring thing missing from the SEC's motion for summary judgment? The SEC does not rely on a single expert. There is no SEC expert testimony attempting to prove price correlation between the efforts of Ripple and the price of XRP. It's almost as if they know they can't get anyone to be that expert witness, right? There is no SEC expert testimony claiming XRP holders relied on the expertise, skill, or management of the Ripple team, or expert testimony claiming XRP holders were led by promises and inducements made by Ripple before acquiring XRP. There is no SEC expert testimony claiming that the XRP Ledger Network is centralized and or controlled or managed by Ripple. We could get a decision from Judge Torres any day on the Dobert motions, challenging the SEC's and Ripple's experts. Considering that the SEC decided to not rely on its experts is a sign that Ripple probably has some strong Dobert challenges and the SEC couldn't risk relying on it. We know Expert 1 didn't interview a single XRP holder, and her testimony was simply not credible. In her order regarding my motion to participate in the Dobert challenge of Expert 1, Judge Torres ruled that I could request to be heard after reading the expert's testimony and Ripple's motion. That issue is now mute since I won't be seeking permission to be heard on that expert. This case is down to a promotion and marketing case. This is where this gets good. This case is down to a promotion and marketing case. The SEC can prove Ripple promoted Ripple. The SEC can prove Ripple promoted and sold XRP. It seems to me the only specific sales the SEC can prove are to accredited investors, which by definition are not securities. According to Ellie, Stuart Alderati was confident when they spoke. I can see why it's definitely symbolic and fitting that Commissioner Pham was with Brad Garlinghouse today at Ripple's office. CFTC commissioners should learn about one of the commodities under its jurisdiction. A symbolic gesture, and when you want to learn about what's going to be under your jurisdiction, you're going to go meet with Brad. You're going to go meet with the most open and transparent team in this whole cryptocurrency space, Ripple. Right. So important. And then a huge shout out here, Digital Perspective sharing this, getting my eyes on this, but this was found by Nathan Price, someone who's been putting out some really good research. Huge shout out to Nathan Price. Finds this right here, Clearmatic's maker of USC, utility settlement coin, employee hating on Ripple in 2019. Let's check this out. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash that thumbs up because I'm about to show you some real evidence right here. Good discussion about whose protocol this big player would use. She tries, but he drops the mic on her with no response. And what does Stellar, Ripple, and the Federal Reserve have to do with it? Well, I'm going to fast forward to this. So this is a Clearmatic's employee. So the utility settlement coin hating on Ripple in 2019. And so this person here says that SWIFT is a bank collective, a supranational of sorts. I believe Ripple is one too. Both the Fed and the UN 2030 plan call for new payment systems by 2020. Ripple is not a bank collective. Their revenue model is in the most part selling XRP. This is what someone's saying. I was involved with Ripple before they domiciled. Jed was approached by the Federal Reserve and a bunch of banks requesting a solution to replace SWIFT. Technically, they're not a collective. Perhaps supranational was the proper term. Ripple Labs makes a pretty penny on boarding customers. But yes, you're right. The big prize is the value of XRP. What have we always said? That Brad made it clear. XRP is the heartbeat of Ripple. And we always want to keep our eyes on the prize, which is the value of XRP. So right here is the proof that Jed McCaleb was approached by the Federal Reserve and a bunch of banks requesting a solution to replace SWIFT. Jed McCaleb. And we've talked about his ties on this channel here before. Going to the Federal Reserve and beyond. Jed McCaleb. And we cannot, it's hard to get any information out of them, although here we have once again, Danelle Dixon, chief executive of Stellar Development Foundation, chosen once again to go testify in front of Congress. That's all I need to know. That's all I need. That's why I have a bag of XLM, not financial advice. That's all I need to know. And then when I look here, we have, basically he created that solution, right, at Ripple with XRP. He created XRP before Ripple was a thing, right? And, we see him leaving to go create Stellar, go create XLM. And as we've said on this channel, they both have their own unique utility. And we understand that multiple currencies to be integrated into the future financial system. Now, I want to read this to you guys. Having power or influence that transcends national boundaries or governments. That's what supranational means. A supranational union is a type of international organization that is empowered to directly exercise some of the powers and functions otherwise reserved to states. Think SWIFT. Think the Vatican. Think the royals, the Queen. Her passing. May she rest in peace. Now we transition to King Charles III. Think of the royals in the city of London. Think of DC. And I've now coined these terms for the DC, the District of Corruption, or we could call them the Dirty Corporation, because that's what they are. Supranational corporation that's been taken over by an agenda, by someone, by powers, by entities, powers that be, powers that maybe are losing power, maybe they're not. Supranational unions. Think of SWIFT. And in this employee, this person says that it is a fair comparison to call Ripple a supranational organization and entity, having power or influence that transcends national boundaries or governments, which is the beautiful thing about how they structured this thing, is it absolutely does transcend the government. It absolutely does transcend the SEC. They were geniuses when they rolled this out. When they created the XRP ledger, when they created the XRP tokens, they created them all at once. Yes, they did gift themselves some, but they created the thing. They created the commodity, right? They created the utility coin. They gifted themselves, it's debatable. Should they have gifted themselves 10 billion XRP? I don't really question. I don't worry about it. To me, XRP, that proves that it's in the hands of the people that we want it to be in the hands of the people that matter, that are getting the deals done. As I just showed you guys the evidence, Jed McCaleb was approached by multiple banks and the Federal Reserve to replace SWIFT. That's all you need to see. Now, a couple things here. Let's look at this chart here. This is from ELD Trades on Twitter. Somehow, XRP is one of the best looking coins right now. Sorry, we want to be right there. XRP is one of the best looking coins right now. Double bottom on a strong support. Could there be a catalyst coming up? And we already know that there is a major catalyst coming up. This hype FOMO settlement pump, or end of XRP lawsuit pump, is going to be insane. It's going to make the rest of the space look like a joke, and you absolutely need to be prepared for it. Okay? And that was all I had for you guys tonight. Now, if you guys didn't watch the episode from yesterday, you need to go check out that live stream. I gave you the dates. I gave you all of the cycles that are converging right now and why we are predicting with basically 100% certainty that we are going to get a market crash within the next couple months. And the specific moments in time that we're looking at is basically now. I'm just going to leave it at this. We've entered the window of time, and it goes until November, December timeframe. But basically, we're going to see the major panic, the major crash, most likely in the next month. And we need to watch closely the 9th through the 16th. Okay, I just made a little TikTok short, a 60-second clip where I summarized kind of what we're talking about here. I'm going to drop that. I'm going to continue talking about this. This moment in time is so important, and you need to be tapped in. We shared the secret sauce last night for free, because I don't want anybody to have that excuse that, oh, you didn't tell me that the market crash was imminent, that it was going to be these dates, that this window of opportunity is there, that all of the cycles are converging, all of the planetary alignments are there. The 90-year cycle of Saturn being square to Uranus and marking the bottom of the crash is converging right now, here over the next couple months. Basically, it's going to be square with Uranus until the end of the year. And I know how ridiculous it sounds. And we're not talking horoscopes. We're talking how billionaires use astrology. I'm not going to get into the why. We don't have time for the why. I'm going to continue to hammer this, put this all out on the record for everyone. Now, I went deep with my Discord group, and you can join my Discord group where I share all of my deep dives, all of our resources and knowledge in the investment research community is completely lit. I love my group that we've been able to create. For over a year now, we continue to build out this community, and you can join us over at zachrector.com. But I drop it all out here for everyone to see. There's no excuses. If you have your 401k in the stock market right now, be ready. Now, let's get into what you should do, what I am doing. Because I am not here to give you financial advice, and I'm going to summarize this really quick. It's really, really quick. Invest in what you know and have cash on the sidelines because everything gets cheaper over the next 3 to 6 months. Just because the market crash occurs over the next month does not mean the bottom comes in yet. The bottom can come in on real estate much later, on precious metals much later. Cryptocurrency is going to be a bigger crash than the 35 to 40% we could see in the stock market. Now, the last 2 times that this 90-year cycle of Saturn squaring Uranus, marking the bottom of the market crash coming in, we had 80 and 90% crashes in the overall stock market. I mean, whether we go 40% or 80, 90%, we have to prepare the same way regardless, which is whatever assets you want to be in, you need to have cash on the sidelines. If you already have a big portion of your 401k that's allocated to the stocks, well, whatever you're in right now, you need to be able to hold it through another 50% crash. Whether it's stocks that you believe in, whether it's cryptocurrency that you believe in. I wake up with joy when XRP is trading at 33 cents. It confirms that yes, the Masons are in control of it. And yes, they're just playing with us for the time being. And I get to go buy a bunch more of it. If you think the same way about whatever A, B stock company that you've invested in, that's great. Because the moment is here. Everything's going to get smacked, some worse than others. You need to be able to ride out that storm and or get liquid so that you can buy back in lower or so that you can reallocate into what is actually going to run the new financial system, which to me, a lot of the old stocks are going to be consolidated. They're going to go out of business. Many of them are going to be merged. Mergers and acquisitions is at an all-time high right now. And it's going to continue to be as this recession continues. Debatable whether or not we're going to see a depression. The last 2 times that this converged 90-year cycle, it was depression. And remember, the market crash that took place in 1929, the bottom didn't come in until 1932. Now, the crash that 90 years before that didn't bottom out until 1842. Where are we at right now? 2022. 90 years later. Where are we at as far as the war cycle? 80-year war cycle. Go back 80 years from today, brings you to World War II. 80 years from there, Civil War. 80 years from there, 1776. I'm not telling you what to believe in, but all of these market crashes have been marked by the Jewish high holy days, the highest holy days in the Jewish calendar. Rosh Hashanah, going into Yom Kippur, and the crashes of 1987, 2008, and 1929 all concluded at the beginning of the Feast of Tabernacles or at the end of the Feast of Tabernacles. 2008, 1987, 1929. I'm not telling you what to believe. You can put any sort of significance you want on this. But as I said last night, your portfolio is going to catch this no matter what you think. Whatever vibe you're on, your portfolio is going to catch a vibe over the next coming couple months. So you got to be ready. What should you do? I just laid it out right there. What stock should you buy? What crypto should you buy? I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not here to give you financial advice. Every single night on this show, I explain why XRP is the world reserve currency that's going to run the new financial system, in my opinion, in my speculation, in my conspiracy theory. When I see and have direct evidence, firsthand account, someone claiming that Jed McCaleb was approached by the Federal Reserve, the conspiracy that's been running our country and our private central bankers for the last 100 years, they gave the task to Jed McCaleb, the man who created the XRP ledger, started up Ripple with Team, and then left to go do Stellar XLM, which we hold and have a position there as well. But I've already made the case comparing XRP and XLM. They each have their own place. I get way more turned on by XRP, but part of that is it's hard to track what all of XLM, Jed McCaleb, and those types of entities are doing behind the scenes. They're very secretive. But Danelle Dixon, the chief executive at Stellar, going before Congress. That's all I need to see. Going before the American people, presenting their case, how to actually solve trillion-dollar problems and get big deals done that actually matter. We love to see that. We've invested accordingly. But I'm not going to tell you, should you cash out your stocks right now? Well, what are you going to put it into? If you want to put it into precious metals, head on over to my website, top link, precious metals. I got a partner that'll help you do that. If you got your 401k and you want to go into precious metals, not financial advice, but it's there. Do you want to go into metals? Can get beat up too. Metals can get beat up too. In fact, we are prepared for that. One final beat up moment before the suppressed assets get set free. Absolutely could get beat up further. But is it going to be a better hedge than some of the stocks? Probably. Do you want to just move it on over to cash into money markets? Are you going to take a penalty? Are you going to have to pay tax? There's a lot of implications. And that's why I can't give blanket statements. And I'm not going to talk about companies in the stock market that get me excited because none of them do. There's a few, of course, there's a handful, but just, generally speaking, they don't turn me on. There's one company, Ripple, which hasn't done their IPO yet, but if you could get some of their pre-IPO, kind of turns me on. Some of the other cryptocurrency companies that are actually getting big deals done, some of their pre-IPO stock looks interesting to me. And in fact, if I was going to be investing stocks, shares of companies, that's the way that the big hitters do it, that the big players get it done, is they get in early, pre-IPO or private deals. They buy a significant share in the company. As I said, mergers and acquisitions are at an all-time high right now. If you know what the hell you're doing in business right now, you're going to eat up everyone. Your competition's going to hand you business. Everyone can eat right now. We have an internet of value that's being created out. We have so many problems to solve. Everyone can eat. Okay? But not everyone's going to take action. And unfortunately, some people are not even prepared for the most simple, basic moment that we're about to live through here. The food and energy crisis, as we covered at the beginning of the show, getting so much worse. Got to be prepared for that. What's going to happen to your financial portfolio, your investment portfolio, that's a whole other story that we've been talking about too. Right? But most people have no idea what's coming. No idea. No preppings, no essentials. 401k stock market ate up the Wall Street Ponzi scheme, and they've invested in a bunch of crap. It's about to get smacked up even further. And that's their retirement account. They're relying on that. So as we always ask, how's your program working out? I'm not here to beat up anyone. We're not here to act like we're better than anybody, okay? My XRP bag, smacked, obliterated, right there with you. Worse than your stock portfolio. But I ask myself, how's my program working out? Why am I not making more money? Why do I not have more money in my bank? Why do I not have more XRP? More of these other assets? Why do I not have more cash set aside right now to go buy real estate out on the lows? As we see the real estate situation get worse, real estate being a lagging asset class, where's my cash that I got ready for deals? We got some, we need more. Which is why when I put out my recession to-do list months ago, it was so simple. You got to have your prepping and essentials taken care of. Your food, essentials. Can you heat your house for a little bit if you got 10 days of darkness? Okay, good. Next, it's all about income. You got to be bringing in as much as possible right now, not only because we want to get sick gains on everything that we're investing in, we want to buy up these asset classes, but to survive inflation. It's a duty to get your bag up, to get your money up. It's a duty. It's not optional. It's not about gains. It's about getting killed at the pump, killed with your utility bill. Rent going up. You want to, buy a house? Our mortgage costs nearly 80% more than it did last year, just after these interest rate hikes. So that's why. And we have to make sure that our job is recession proof, and we have to make sure that our businesses, our side hustle is going to be recession proof. And now is the best time to start your side hustle, start your business. Then after that, with the investment portfolio, the money that you can set aside to invest, then we talk about crypto. Then we talk about stocks. Then we talk about how we're doing real estate. Then we talk about precious metals. But if you don't have your prepping essentials done, you're going to be dead. Okay? If you don't have your income, if you're going to lose your job during this recession, if your business is going to go bust, if you're not going to be making more money, you're not going to be able to afford your bills. Okay? Then you financially die. So if you don't prep, you don't prepare, it could get ugly. Financially, you're going to die too if you're not prepared. Then we go into your investment portfolio. Are you going to be able to even preserve the investment that you have right now? Whatever that's in, whether that's all of your investments right now, how do you even just keep that money there, that value there, preserve that wealth? Then we're going to go chase gains. What have I been doing? Shorting the hell out of Bitcoin. Been a great time, and we're going to continue to do so. I don't have any position right now, but I'm waiting to make my next move. And then other than that, I've been continuing to buy XRP because that's what I have conviction in. And what should you do? What you have conviction in. I try to drop as much information as I can every night, but I am going to have to wrap this session up. If you want to get in touch with me, if you want to join our group, it's all over at my website. Please smash that thumbs up for me on the way out. And I just want to say thank you to everyone in this community helping me grow this channel. I appreciate all of you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and God bless you all. Thank you. Hold up. I think I missed a super chat. Okay, no, I didn't. That's embarrassing. I got bills to pay too, man. I was hoping I saw a super chat in the corner of my eye. It's all right, guys. I appreciate all of you guys so much. Thank you, guys. You guys are amazing. God bless you all. I'm just super thrilled that we're going to be able to take advantage of this opportunity. It's going to be a blessing. So thank you so much, guys. We will see you in the next one. Have a good one.